Hi, last year I thought a group Skype call was a good idea, but getting everyone together at the same time would have been a problem. Instead, I'm doing this video. So here it is, my 2014 newsletter presentation. I turned 70 last year. That's kid stuff, some of you may say. But getting together with a doctor, I think I'm blessed. They can't find anything wrong with me except for high blood pressure. Keep myself healthy, I exercise in my large hot tub, go to the gym during the cold months. I find exercising in water is very enjoyable. And that is a must because I wouldn't do it otherwise. My neighbor May is 93 years old. Up until 2 years ago, she was out mowing her grass and taking care of her garden. She still goes out there and does some light gardening. She's outlived her husband and all of her children. And she has an enduring personality, an incentive to live longer for everyone. I have a long-term friend, Colleen. When Kim was living with me, she earned money at the Key Training Center workshop. And she had a friend, Chris, Colleen's son, who is the same age as Kim. So when we went out on outings, we took Chris along on some of them. And Colleen reciprocated, and eventually we started doing things together. So now we do a lot of things together now. I like living in a small town. The population at Inverness is a whopping 7,000 people. They have many events here in the surrounding area. There are car shows involving hot rods and custom cars. And period music is provided. There are quite a lot of these vehicles around. Myself, I had a 1988 Cadillac Alante. It was black and a red leather interior, and it was a two-seater convertible with a high top. A very pretty car. Very high-tech vehicle at that time. They built these cars from 1986 to 1993. About 21,000 units were made. So they are pretty rare. And they come with a lot of problems. The high-tech brakes failed on me twice while driving down a boulevard going 40 or 50 miles an hour. So I had some very exciting moments there. Also, the power steering went out at the same time. And then I was sitting in the shopping area parking lot, and the horn went on, and it would not turn off. And there's a motor that locks down the convertible top that sometimes it would just turn on and off. So it'd go up and down and up and down. And there was a drain on the battery. So when I took the car and left it overnight, in the morning, the battery would be dead. I sold it to a Tampa collector, and he was happy to get it. But for me, it was a devil car. There are also music festivals of all types. My taste in music is varied and expanding. They had a three-ring circus performance here. It felt like a different era. I like the Royal Bengal and the White Siberian Tigers, and the world-famous Loomis Brothers Circus performing elephants featuring the only elephant in North America to walk on a ball. I took a trip to Fort Lauderdale to see the Symphony of America at the Broward Center, featuring Marilyn Maingard. She was a Colorado resident and a principal flutist in their orchestra. She did a lively performance. Her fingers were moving so fast there should have been sparks and smoke coming from her flute. The cellos were played by a father, mother, and two daughters. Every emotion the father felt while playing was shown on his face and his hands and the feet of the father, with enthusiasm. Well, I'm guessing his enthusiasm played a big part in getting his wife and children to play the cello. On the way to the beachfront, there were unique specialty shops catering to the fashion sense public. At the Los Olas Beach, there was a photo shoot featuring a bride and bridegroom. Quite a contrast with folks in their swimming suits in the area that ignored the photo shoot. Florida University Performing Arts in Gainesville has a multitude of performances to choose from. There was the Diplomats of Drums, a variety of sounds, mostly Asian Caribbean influence. One piece included an Australian didgeridoo. The group had performers from Borneo, a royal family there, also from Malaysia, Japan, Portugal, and China. They encouraged the audience participation and ended up with some dancing on stage. It was a lot of fun. Another show was the Hot Sardines, a New York City jazz group. Their pieces were likened to Fats Waller, Louis Armstrong, Thelonious Monk, Django Reinhardt, Count Basie, Mamie Smith, and Billie Holiday, and Fred Astaire. They added a tap dancer there. I also saw the Medieval Babes, a classical chorale group featuring Christmas holiday and period music of the European Dark Ages. A beautiful spectacle. It gave me a sense of what living was like in this period. There was the Nile Project, brings together young masters from throughout the Nile Basin to create new music that weaves together the pointed melodies and deep grooves of Ethiopia and the Arab classical traditions of Egypt and Sudan, and the rarely heard rhythms of melodies of Burundi, Rwanda, and Uganda, with today's musical heritage alive in Kenya. We visited the Florida Aquarium where they featured the dolphins, Wendy and Hope, stars of the movie Dolphin Tale 1 and 2. We also learned about their rehab program with sea turtles and other sea life. I try to keep busy and have a to-do list, which I'm constantly adding new ideas. I like to read, and I wasn't sure I'd like a tablet, but I did get one, and now I'm hooked on it. I use it to download very interesting books and try to enrich my learning of the Bible by watching the program by Les Feldick. He's a down-to-earth program, and his knowledge of understanding of what is written is truly amazing. Yesterday, we went to a doo-wop group and we saw Lola and the Saints, and also the Classics. It was a 3.5-hour program, and the time went fast. And he talked about what it was like in Brooklyn during the time in the 50s. I'm now working on my 2015 to-do list, and I'm replacing my carpets with wood laminate. I wish you all a healthy and a safe and enriching new year.